This is EMP.Money. This is our daily live AMA and Detonator rollover event. I am AJ, one of the project leads here at EMP, and I'm joined by my co-host with the most, Bull Gates. How are you today, brother?
Really good. Now I thought I was getting a promotion to the host.
I know, bro.
So
I said that earlier. Hey, you can take over anytime. Usually, Fridays.
no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, Bull usually runs the community AMA on Fridays. Again, today is Friday here in the US, but we have a really jam-packed one today, so you guys get me instead with Bull as the co-host. But yeah, we just to give everybody a heads up before we jump in, we'll have a very jam-packed AMA today. We are going to actually break this up into two different videos. So the next hour we will do our regularly scheduled EMP AMA. We'll go over Detonator. We'll go over all the bullish news, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, and then we'll do another stream right after it immediately. And all of you, please join us for that. That will be a video that stands on its own. That is our AMA with our Gold Bridge partnership. So Crypto Mike, Jonathan Seller, we'll all have you here to talk about our new endorsement. So really excited on that. And so, all right, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and kick things off. We'll get the party started. Get in the mood, so to speak, with our intro music from Defi Proof. This is EMP.
Yo, blame, you netted.
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the ballroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Stacking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the farm, feeling like the gold. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the ballroom.
All right, shout out to DeFi Proof. Amazing song. Thanks, brother, for all that you do. We are getting our own music video produced as we speak around that song as well. And that puts me in the mood every day for this AMA. Again, we're all about good vibes no matter what the market's doing. But that being said, we have a lot to celebrate today, man. PEG is looking super healthy. We've had some serious volume starting to pick up. I think people are getting confident in the market again. Again, not financial advice, but we could see another dub. You never know the maximum pain scenario. But DCA now, we're a lot closer to the floor than a top, obviously. So yeah, looking really good. And again, this is 100% organic. So I don't really have a lot of alpha to give today, other than our Gold Bridge partnership, which again we'll be bringing on the team in about 1 hour from now. So make sure you stay with us or tune back in. That video will be recorded on our YouTube channel. So yeah, as far as updates, again, it will help EMP directly. Those of you that are already in the EMP community, please join. or please look through the Telegram and the Discord for special instructions on how to even get a bonus on your deposits. Again, that was something that was really important to Mike, being part of our EMP core team, that we wanted to reward our emperors and empresses for all that you've done, and again, prove why earning an EMP is not only great from our own protocol standpoint, but it also gives you amazing opportunities with other protocols. So again, I don't want to spend too much time on Goldbridge because we're going to have an entire AMA in about 1 hour all about it. So get your questions ready. I did post multiple updates in our Telegram and Discord explaining what it is and what it does. They officially announced it to the public earlier today around noon, but we get the first AMA with our community, and we'll have a bunch of alpha with them directly. So yeah, that's really my two big updates for today. Again, PEG was looking super healthy, and this is 100% organic, and it's why, we preach from day one about education and having an incredible community. And Bull always says, when you, this is you actually doing what we we're hoping for. And so what that means is that there's more buy volume on EMP than selling volume. We can see it on the charts, and in turn, because there's more confidence in the PEG recovery, ESHARE has more value. You're already seeing the APR go up in the farms. For those of you that are new and haven't been around here very often, this is exactly, we're seeing the train in motion, so to speak. This is how it happens. So we start recovering PEG. Again, you don't sell EMP, you take profits in ESHARE, and as long as you're not dumping EMP, that PEG will gradually recover because of our autovaults and other new volume, and at the end of the day, that is the best scenario not only for the protocol but for your bags as well. So, Bull, you want to elaborate on PEG recovery? It's looking really healthy today.
Yeah. I just want to kick it off with our official soundbite guy, Meebo.
All right, let's hear it, Meebo.
Go for it, bro.
Let's go, Dolphins. Let's go. Faggy this, let's go.
Love it.
Yeah, love it, Meebo. Awesome, brother. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. See, Meebo is an unpaid, member, owner of the protocol here, pumping everybody up, with those positive vibes that are really strong here in the EMP community. And like AJ said, PEG recovery is underway. And as he pointed out, also, we're seeing that in action and it's the best thing to get, the ball rolling. Don't rely on other people. Just rely on you to get it started, and people will follow you. And if you lead by example.
Amazing, yes, Bull, absolutely. And I know that there are a lot of new users, and even those of us that have been spoiled, with being above PEG and getting awesome boardroom prints. I mean, we all needed this. We needed to shake out the weak hands. Again, no project in DeFi was immune to the what happened over the last 3 weeks. So granted, we all came down together. But that being said, I mean, our liquidity is still massive. ETH is looking really strong. And as ETH goes up, the dollar value and liquidity goes up as well. We have major partnerships announced. Again, not only Goldbridge, we're going to go over today, but a few AMAs ago I mentioned, hedge funds potentially getting involved. I mean, we're making all the right moves here at EMP. And again, I hate to bring up other projects or even go there, but you can see other tomb forks that are falling around us. And so, I hate to see people lose money. I hate to see people get into projects that don't have the expertise and the development skills and the economic prowess that we do here at EMP. But it just proves that we are, the leaders in the space. I mean, we see other protocols trying to copy Detonator on a daily basis. there's, and again, what is it? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and I'm not here to give shade to anybody that does that. I would much rather see a protocol trying and developing than doing nothing. So, shout out to all them. But we're seeing it now. I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of other tomb forks that just can't make it happen. So we're in a whole nother league here at EMP. Again, our liquidity is about 10 times what other tomb forks are, and we're really excited for what the future holds. Because again, those that build in bear markets, we, like I said, I've been saying the last few AMAs, we build in a bear market to be empowered in a bull market. So really exciting stuff, and all of this talk doesn't even include Impulse. Again, our sister project on Pulse Chain. That will be another, again, tomb fork. I saw somebody said something really funny the other day, Bull. It wasn't a tomb fork, it was a tomb plate. Is that something like that? Was that the joke?
Hey, bro,
Yeah.
that was me.
That was Bull.
I,
Of course it was
I,
you, bro. Yeah.
I told LA, I said, because where you guys have always said, we're no longer a fork. I said, yeah, we're the whole dinner plate. Just look at all the stuff here. And then LA said, yeah, that is saucy, but it's true. Look at all the stuff, I'm sorry about the voice there. So everything that's on the plate here, right? It's not just the farm and the boardroom and then bing bang boom, that's it. There's a whole lot of other stuff, and there's another piece of the puzzle being added today. After this, and I'm not going to go into that because clearly those guys are going to be able to elaborate on that in much more detail after the hour. But Detonator, nodes, ETH staking. Look at all the pieces of the puzzle that are in place so far as we speak, right? And I'm sure you got a lot of other stuff up your sleeve. And so when people say, like, well, when's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? I just say in due time. Everything that you guys have said that you're going to bring to the table, you've brought to the table. I'm sure everybody's kind of chomping at the bit for that UI to drop. I know I am.
Yeah, me too.
But...
I am too, man. Trust me. I'm on Jake every day, brother. And we're getting really close. We're killing it. But yeah, go ahead, Bolt. What else? Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's just a matter of like being realistic when we look at the protocol. Like I think a lot of people come in and see that full course meal, right? And they're like, oh no, this is going to be too really expensive. And no, it's not, right? Like you can start with the pieces that you want, and then just learn as you go. And the autovaults, that's a great place to start. But even better is where we've mentioned that human capital, investing in yourself before you invest money in the protocol, because the one of the major keys to success here on the platform is to be educated. And so you'll never hear us, me. I don't think anybody in this community will say, oh yeah, hey, just drop all your money in here and just walk away, and then everything's going to be A-okay. No, absolutely not. The number one thing here is about investing in yourself. So that you're here, in a month and 6 months and a year and 5 years and down the road, because we want to build a better investor here. And, we're going to give you all the tools to do it, from the community to access to the team. I think AJ and any of the other guys on the team are more than willing to accept DMs from just about everybody. I know it's been said AJ gets about 900 DMs a day.
Yeah, if I can find your message, I'll respond to it. That's for sure. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's right, man. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, invest in yourself. That human capital we talk about, it goes both ways. Both your ability to share the knowledge that you have, and then to take other people's advice, and then put that into your own toolkit by absorbing their human capital, so to speak. And then that is what's going to make a better investor. And that's what's going to allow you to survive the bear market and then build towards the bull. And then you're going to be like, oh, wow, I didn't know all of these things here. But, everybody comes to those light bulb moments and they're like, oh, my gosh, like, oh, it's just that easy. Yep, it's that easy.
For sure.
You just have to come to that point, and asking questions is a really good way to do that. Getting engaged in the community, another great way. Getting involved in the academy, watching other YouTube videos, but the point is you have to take the time to invest in yourself if you want to be a better investor.
For sure, Bull. No doubt, bro. And that we did a really, I mean, yesterday was a gem of an AMA from a personal development standpoint, and a lot of what you just said about investing in yourself to become a better investor. If you guys want to hear more amazing bits of advice and golden nuggets of info, please watch the AMA from yesterday. It will be well worth your time. We went through a lot in that as well. But yeah, absolutely, Bull. So again, man, I know we had a jam-packed day today. I would like to try to just go right into questions. I know, I don't see any on YouTube right at the moment, but I know we do have quite a bit in the Telegram chat. So if you have a question, raise your hand. One thing I did want to mention was the Magik Autovault. So again, we've said it the last 3 AMAs now. Joe, I don't know if he's on. Joe PV Trader, he does such an amazing job breaking it down simply. But Joe, if you're on, you wanna give a quick rundown of why Magik Autovaults are so important and how we're seeing it live in action as we speak. I mean, again, as long as the buying and selling volume of EMP is at least net zero, meaning even if it's more buys than sells or sells than buys, as long as we have a large amount in these auto vaults, it will gradually stair step peg back on its own automatically without any outside capital or additional pressure. So that's why auto vaults are just so important. So I don't know, is he here, Bull? I didn't mean to put him on the spot, but is Joe here?
Your superpower of putting on the spot didn't work this time. He is not here at the moment,
All right, so
so
I can
I'll
go.
let.
Or yeah, yeah, totally, brother. Or you want to go over it? Go ahead.
Okay. No, you got it. I think.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, I again, I do. I have a superpower putting people on the spot. Um, but he broke it down really well in some previous AMAs if you want to go back and listen. But the auto vaults again, we have Yield Wolf on our main website as the default link. Um, but we're partnered with 4 different auto vaults, the 4 biggest in the industry. That's Beefy, Yield Wolf, Auto Farm, and Magic Finance. So what an auto farm does is basically takes your LP tokens off of our farm, and instead of accumulating e-shares on our website and our own farms, you can put your LP in an auto vault. It's the same LP. You don't have to do anything different or create something new. As long as you have LP, LP is LP. Same LP that goes into Detonator. So you take those tokens and you can.
Can I interrupt you one
Yeah,
second
yeah,
for
go
the
ahead,
new
Bull.
people?
Yeah, yeah.
What the heck is an LP?
Perfect, bro. So LP is a liquidity pair token, and so what that means is it's half EMP and half Ethereum, and so through decentralized exchanges, this is how markets are made. So rather than having an order book that you have in a traditional, centralized exchange, where there's tokens that are being bought and sold from a centralized party, you have what's called an automated market maker, an AMM. And so what it means is that it's a decentralized way for people to create a liquidity pair. So you have, say, $100 worth of EMP and $100 worth of Ethereum. You pair them together. It has to be a 1-to-1 ratio on dollar value. And then you put it into, you can do it on PancakeSwap, or you can actually make the LP directly on our website through the zap function. And you don't have to have, if you're zapping in, it actually even does another step for you by using your BUSD or your BNB, that it can take whatever currency you have in your wallet to make those LPs. So yeah, good. Does that answer it, Bull? You want to elaborate on that or no?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is like there's a number of ways to do it. EMP, ETH LP equal in value, and it's just putting them in a pool so that instead of it being on a big, just a single asset, those things are paired together. And the beauty here at EMP is that LP can be placed in the detonator, it can be placed in the farm, and then when we say a farm, there's the farm on the website or the auto farms that AJ was just previously elaborating on, which I think he's going to continue after I shut my trap.
Yeah, no doubt, brother. I know that was a rhetorical question for those that may be listening, but with LPs, so LPs are also really powerful because, um, um, and again, depending on the asset, you may hear a lot of people say the term impermanent loss, which again, not to get too technical, but because you have two assets that fluctuate in value, there is a scenario where you can pair up your tokens, and then both of those assets actually drop in value, and then you have less than what you started with, and so that's called impermanent loss. However, because EMP and Ethereum are mathematically pegged through our large liquidity and the economics of our platform, um, you may lose dollar value if both assets go down, but your impermanent loss is very, very minimal because there's not a lot of fluctuation between each asset. So, again, I know it's kind of that's a master class in LP. It took me forever to wrap my head around that, and I've been here for 5 years. But um, LPs are really, really powerful, and you can actually earn fees through having your LP just through PancakeSwap alone. So, all that isn't even accounted for with our own economics. So, LPs are great to have exposure to whatever assets that you just have sitting in your wallet, as long as you understand the risk of impermanent loss. So, all right. So all that being said, what is an LP? To circle back around, and I see he's here now, so I'll let him
Yep.
follow up when I'm done. But I put Joe on the spot. Joe, glad to have you, bro. So let me just finish, and then I'll let you elaborate. But Autovault, take your LP, and rather than having them in our farm where you accumulate ESHARE, and you have to sell that ESHARE on your own, or put the ESHARE in the boardroom if we're printing. The auto vault to do it for you automatically. And so it takes the e-share that you accumulate, it automatically sells it to buy more EMP and Ethereum, and make more LP for you, basically auto compounding your LP, and again providing positive buying pressure on EMP because half of that will be buying EMP off the market. And so literally you can see on our chart the staircase effect where slowly every single day, as long as the selling volume doesn't outpace it, it really just continues to grind all the way back up and to the right to peg. So, Joe, are you there, bro? I'd love to hear your farmer analogy where auto vaults are like a farmer that buys its own gas and tends its own crops. So, are you there, bro? Oh, maybe not. I.
I'm gonna have to pass that to Bo.
All
I'm
right,
at a
brother.
Friday night neighborhood food truck drinking event, as you can probably hear in the background. So
Awesome, man.
I'm trying to sneak in a little AMA action while still being a little incognito.
All right. Awesome, Joe. No worries, brother. So yeah,
Enjoy your
All
night.
right.
Enjoy your night.
enjoy your night, bro, for sure. I'm notorious about putting our army members on the spot, but there you go, and that's what it's all about. Joe is actually enjoying life away from the computer, but we still again make time for the AMAs. That's like our other guy, Llama. Oh my God, I'm forgetting the first part of his name. Uh,
Hot, hot.
Hot Llama. How can I forget that? Hot Llama was on the operating table, ready to listen to the AMA. So we have some true dedicated AMA fans. Anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, I'll use Joe's analogy is that imagine that you had a piece of land, and there was a farmer that would bring over a tractor. He would pay for the gas. He would tend all your crops. He would harvest all your crops, and then on top of all that, he would take half of. Not he wouldn't charge you anything for doing it. He would pay you everything out, and then on top of that, he would take more money out of his pocket to buy back and burn some of our tokens. So again, Joe does a better job of explaining that, but that's essentially what Magik Finance does. They're an auto vault that again, you put your LPs in, you're able to accumulate more LPs through that farm, and they buy and they burn up to 50% of the fees that they take, which again is them as a protocol. It's not fees that you're paying them. You pay the same fees you would pay in any other auto vault, but rather than 100% of those fees going to the developers, only half of those fees go to developers, and the other half is used to buy and burn EMP. And that is so powerful because, again, not only is it a positive buying pressure on top of the already positive buying pressure from autovaults, but the fact that it's bought and burned is a double whammy on top of everything else. So it's really powerful, especially when we're below peg. And again, there's always counterparty risk. I have to say that. If I didn't say that, it would be irresponsible of me. And anybody that doesn't bring up counterparty risk has not been around the crypto space. But that being said, we have audited their code ourselves. It's a fork of Defi Finance, which has yet to be exploited. So we are very, very confident in their code. And again, if you're able to take some funds out of your other auto vaults, whether it be Yield Wolf, again, I know all of you, the majority of you are probably still in Yield Wolf, because that's our default, our default link on the auto vaults section. But please consider putting those out of Yield Wolf. We love Yield Wolf. No shade to them. But once we recover peg, you can do whatever you want. But while we're under peg, Magik is very, very powerful. So yeah, Bull, go ahead, brother. You want to elaborate on that? Sorry, I'm a little out of breath.
No, that's perfect, man. So people might ask, what is the point of that burning and, them selling the ESHAREs and, aren't ESHAREs a thing that are going to be worth a whole lot? And all of those, that is true. ESHARE at some point in the future could be worth a lot. It could be. But more importantly, is the health of that LP farm and the vaults themselves, as Joe always perfectly puts, are doing all the work for you, and they're selling those eShare for you. So, it's good for a person that wants to learn the system but still wants to earn because it's doing all that work for you. It's great for people that have smaller bags that maybe can't afford to every day be paying the gas, or if they just kind of want to have a little bit of a hands off for whatever reason. That is the beauty of those vaults. And so, you might ask, well, why do we have those the farm here, and why wouldn't anybody? Why doesn't everybody use those vaults? Well, the great thing about the platform here is all the choices that are available for us to make our own decisions. And that's great because some people want to earn eShare, some people want to have hands off, and having the options to do those things really empowers you as an investor to make those choices and learn really what's best for you, what's best for the platform. And we're kind of seeing that now when we see, PEG is up. I think it's moved up about 4% in the last day and a half or so. And eShare has gone up about 30% as well, roughly speaking. And why is that important? Because it's really important because, like I've said before, PEG is sort of a confidence meter, if you will, or a grading, like from school, for like a letter grade, right? But more importantly, as we've always kind of stressed, that EMP-ETH LP, that is where everybody wants to be, and that's where everybody should be, because you can create or farm eShares in there, and without the risk of buying them when they're at 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, and then seeing, in the event we lose peg, we see, eShares drop quite rapidly. And nobody wants to be in that situation of, chasing profits and then jumping into eShare and then seeing it evaporate, really, really quickly. So the point of being in the farms, be it the manual farm on the website or in these auto vaults, is that you have the option to, have the farm do it for you and sell those shares, which, is great if you're holding eShare as well on the side, hoping for it to appreciate, not buying it, but farming it. And so when I say farming it, if you're on the main website, you can farm that, but having, a split, and I think, what have you recommended in the past, AJ? Maybe 10 or 20% of your LP into the auto vaults versus the farms,
Yeah,
for somebody who kind of wants to have a hands-on approach, but a little bit of a hands-off.
yeah, for sure, brother. So, like Bill said, it's really dependent on your investment style. If you're able to check, your farms every day and you're comfortable, making LP or moving funds around, then yeah, you can definitely leave them in our own farms on the website, and then choose to do what you would like with that eShare directly, because you can also hyper compound, which is another amazing strategy that, again, for our more advanced users that have the ability to be a little more hands-on, you can take the eShares that are produced in your farm on our website. Again, this is not discussing autovaults. This is the alternative to autovaults. You farm eShares, and then you sell those eShares for 100% Ethereum. So now you're basically mining Ethereum, and that's real Ethereum. It's not some made-up Ethereum. And then you're able to use that to pair with the EMP that you get from nodes, or when the boardroom is printing from the boardroom. And now you're able to hyper compound into LP, making more eShares over time, while LP is very cheap. I mean, LP is almost $40. It was $30, a week ago. So LP is getting more and more expensive as we continue to see ETH and EMP recover. And so again, all the strategies, whether it's auto vaults or what I just discussed, hyper compounding on our own farms, none of those strategies revolve around selling EMP. So again, it's a paradigm shift that a lot of users have to go through. I get that, it can be confusing in the beginning. It's like, well, how do I make money if I'm not selling EMP? If you're asking yourself that, then you do not understand the ecosystem, and that's okay. I mean, we none of us understood how this works in the beginning, but we provide all the tools necessary to understand. And then that's like Bull said, the true value is using your EMP to create LPs, and then farm eShares. Again, that's another bit of information. We talked about OG crypto wisdom yesterday. If you're able to farm a token, you should never be buying it. And so eShare has a little bit of a difference because, again, eShare has major utility. It's not just a reward token. So again, if you have the risk tolerance, picking up some eShare now may be a really good investment. Again, not financial advice, but once we recover, we can see eShare skyrocket. But the overall point is that if you're able to farm it, that's a much better approach and a much lower risk approach to actually creating yield through the protocol. So yeah, you gonna elaborate on that, Bull?
Yeah, of course. So, as we've kind of been stressing for the last couple of months, when we do see a price appreciation on eShare, a responsible strategy that really helps the protocol and you is to sell a little bit of that eShare, buy ETH, and then either pair up if you are a person who has EMP coming off of your nodes, pair that up and make LP. If you don't have a node and you're not creating some EMP right now, what you can do is take that ETH and buy EMP. Let's say hypothetically you have $20 in eShare profit a day. Let's just say that's what you have. what you could do is take 10 of it, put it to the side. You have another 10, and you split half of that, of the $10. So you have $5 in ETH, $5 in EMP. So you have to buy those with of course the ESHARE. But so then you can keep building your farm every day, making or creating a little buy pressure on EMP every day as well. And we've seen people respond, right? And because after that market dump, a lot of people were scared. We did lose peg, we're down, but we see that what the power of education has done, and I am very confident that we see people selling eShare and then buying EMP with that profit, and so a lot of people will say, well, isn't that kind of counterintuitive? Isn't eShare going to be worth a lot? eShare is going to be worth a lot if we as a community protect the peg, and if we protect the EMP-ETH LP. And
you can't have one without the other, right, Bull? Exactly.
That's right. The stronger that EMP-ETH LP is, it's almost a direct one-to-one correlation of how peg is. Like when EMP-ETH LP, when your engine is running really, really well, people are very, very confident, and that the peg is really high. And then when the peg is really, really high, eShare, that means the boardroom is on, and then eShare value explodes, sort of like we're seeing here in the last few hours. As peg creeps up, everybody's sort of anticipating, getting the peg, not tomorrow, maybe not in a few days, but as we slowly grind out and everybody is selling a little bit of that eShare and buying EMP with it, we can see the kind of network effect of the community kind of rowing all together and following that strategy, because some people might have been new, last month or a couple weeks ago before we lost peg and thought, oh man, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm just going to buy all this eShare, and then it's going to be the greatest thing in the world. When we lost peg, this is sort of a re-education zone, if you will, for the people who haven't experienced when we lost peg, and so they might have been seeing that, they might have been stressed out, and I'm not making light of that. Nobody wants to be in a situation where you're losing money or feeling stressed out, and that this just has to work out. And I think that's why AJ has always stressed the importance of farming eShare and not buying it. If you have a high risk tolerance and you're not betting your rent money on it, eShare might be a good play too. But we also have to understand that that LP and getting above peg is really what drives eShare value high, because eShare, when the peg is above 101, and especially that 103 mark, the boardroom can print like crazy. And then when the boardroom can print like crazy, everybody, and their dog is buying eShare and farming it as well. But and that's what's going to skyrocket the price of eShare. And when the price of eShare is high, all the APR farms are high. And then all of a sudden you're going to see, liquidity explode again, and LP is going to, be not $30 or $40. It'll escalate. And where yesterday we could have bought a detonator ticket for $5, and I'm keeping my eye on the clock because I'm talking a lot. But
no, it's good, bro.
So when we see that $5 ticket, I don't know what it is right today, but I'll bet it's a little bit higher than it was yesterday. And the point of that is as we see us get closer and closer to peg, the price of that LP is going to climb in value, as well as, because of the price of ETH going up. But as we get closer to that 1.0 ratio, the price of that LP is going to get a little bit more expensive and a little bit more expensive. So the best time to do something always is right now. This is not a call for you to invest. This is a call for you to educate yourself and, invest in yourself, invest in that education, invest in the human capital by absorbing other people's knowledge of what they're willing to share, because there's a lot of great resources here to do that. But don't just jump in and then, a month down the road or 2 weeks down the road, you're feeling really stressed out. The best place to start is the EMP-ETH LP farm, where you are farming eShares. And if it's an Autovault, that's awesome, because that's doing buy pressure. So it's really good for somebody who's a novice and doesn't want to do all the transactions. But If you want to have a more hands-on approach and kind of be banking a little bit of eShare, be in the farm on the site and learn kind of how the system works, and then be don't think that eShare is going to be worth $30,000 tomorrow. It's more important that we recover PEG, and everybody really kind of doing their part like they're doing now is what's going to creep PEG back over 1.0 and then towards that 1.03 that we really want, because that's, like I said, the boardroom is really productive at that rate.
For sure, absolutely, Bill. And so, 2 points I want to make. One is about the value of eShare. So I know a lot of you may have bought eShare, very high. You were new to the protocol, you didn't understand how it worked. You bought eShare at $3,000 or whatever it may have been. I understand that selling now is probably not a good idea. Again, we always advise not to realize your losses if you can help it. So I would say if you're in that boat, it's okay to hold your eShare. But if you're farming eShare and squirreling it away, just hoping that you're going to make more in the long run when eShare price recovers, that may be true, but the actual math is probably more in your favor of earning on that eShare in the meantime. So what I mean by that is you can sell the eShare you're earning, you can go into more LPs, and now you're actually earning on that that capital rather than it just sitting in your wallet hoping that the price eventually appreciates. And so again, I think a mix between both of those strategies would be really healthy for the protocol. Again, the rich get rich by putting their capital to work. And so taking a page out of that book, you're always best to, again, turn that eShare into more ETH or into more EMP to make LPs. Because, again, not only does it help the protocol, but it's also most beneficial to you as the investor, because remember, those LPs also appreciate in value as we see ETH and EMP start to recover. And again, it's a cyclical event, so you can't have a high eShare price without a solid boardroom and PEG, and vice versa. You can't have a high EMP price without the whole ecosystem being healthy. So it's a give and take, and we're there. I mean, we're getting there. I mean, the fact that we're seeing the numbers we're seeing already, even with the market still being a bit uncertain, and this is all organic. I mean, other protocols have dumped their entire treasury into getting paid back. They have given exit liquidity to every single bad actor there is, and now their treasury is completely broke. The protocol is basically dead, and they have nothing to show for it. I mean, we're the exact opposite. We're not panicking. We know that PEG will recover eventually. It gives a great opportunity for us that are here for the long run to accumulate now, which again, we always recommend accumulating in the bear market, not financial advice. And then again, when we finally do recover PEG, now it's a bunch of us that know the system, that are educated on what to do and what not to do, and so now we're going to have an even better time holding PEG once we finally get it back, because there's no reason to just dump hundreds and thousands of dollars of EMP on the market. And all those bad actor whales that had 500-600 eShare from the beginning when eShare was $100, they're gone. I mean, they didn't stick around. We see it on chain. They've all have left, and they may re-enter eventually, but they're buying eShare at a much higher price, which is better for all of us. So we're firing all cylinders. I get really excited when I talk about it, because it's just it shows that we're in such a better position than literally everybody else out there right now. And I mean, our liquidity is 11.5 million. We have over 4,600 Ethereum in the LP pool. That's in 21 million EMP. I mean, that is massive. That is so massive. And volume is starting to pick up again. I mean, we were at the height of the, when everybody was FOMOing in on eShare at, 3,000 and we were at 1.05 above peg. I mean, we were doing like $2 million a day in volume. Right now we're doing about 200,000 a day in volume. So we have a lot of room to pick up volume. And again, that's a bullish sign because as volume picks up, theoretically, that would also mean that we recover peg even faster. So, and then the one last point I wanted to make was about Detonator. So, again, we didn't even really mention Detonator and how that applies to autovaults. So we always recommend a healthy profit-taking strategy of 1 day a week or 2 days a week, and then compounding the rest. Or again, dividing that out based on the hourly ratio every day, so you always have tickets. But that being said, if you're going to claim your LP, go ahead and put those in the Autovault. Put those in Magik. That way, they're still yours. That's still your LP. You're still taking profit. But now you have it liquid, and you're able to actually help the protocol recover, and you're earning on those LPs, even though they're not in Detonator anymore. So
and you're not and you're not cashing out your LP when the dollar value is low.
right.
If
You can wait for the LP to recover. Exactly. Yep, that's a great point, Bull. And yeah, I mean, sorry to interrupt you, but no, you're right, 100%. And there was one more thing I was going to say about. Oh, so the other thing was don't. So people say, all right, well, in that case, then why don't I just claim every day from Detonator and put it all in the Autovault to help the protocol? I mean, even if you are a good actor. Well, again, the negative of claiming every day far outweighs the benefit of adding all that to the Autovault. So you still want to prioritize responsible profit taking. And again, you're only hurting yourself by claiming on Detonator every single day because your pool share will also diminish over time. So, I mean, can you do that? Absolutely. And that's the beauty of the protocol is that we're able to, sustain even now, but you're really shooting yourself in the foot by not compounding more than you're claiming, because the ultimate goal through compound interest is to be able to take out. I mean, imagine compounding for a year, and I know that sounds crazy, but imagine being able to have the fortitude to do that, where you're able to withdraw literally your original deposit amount every time you make a claim. That is possible with the power of compound interest. So, yeah. All right, go ahead, Bull. Sorry, I was on a rant there. Go ahead, man.
Oh no, that's good, bro. Talking about interest, something that's really interesting. Haha, pun intended. Um, so you kind of alluded to it a little bit ago, but like just how strong the ecosystem is, and one of those metrics was that picture that got posted about DApp Radar about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't have a really great measurement of time, but so my point is that when it was comparing unique users, and there was also a comment about on BSC scan about how much ETH was on the platform and where we ranked on the BNB chain, and we were 24th, but all of the wallets ahead of EMP were all like major dexes or protocols, lending protocols like Venus. So
Yes, yes. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead,
so
Bull. Yeah.
oh yeah, I mean that's a very exciting thing, right? Because it's hard to like really put it in a totality, right? The idea of being competitive or on a list right next to like for instance on on DApp Radar, the amount of unique users and interactions with the contract, we were right up there with BuySwap, and PancakeSwap is the Goliath on the BNB chain, but they're number one, and then but EMP was really close to all these other dexes, and that's amazing because a dex is going to have I mean I don't know how many LPs are on PancakeSwap per se, if it's 1,000 or what, but when you look at BuySwap or the other ones that we were very, very close to with unique user interactions, these are all platforms where they have at least hundreds of different contracts. there's only a few different contracts on this platform, and to say that we had all of that user activity that was comparable to somebody that had 100 different contracts, that's freaking amazing, right? And when you look at the BSC scan in relation to that DApp radar post, uh, and we're also comparable once again to Dexes and Venus and Pancake Swap. I mean, for holding the amount of ETH, that is an amazing statistic because it shows that EMP is right up there with the big dogs on BNB chain, and this used to be called the Binance Smart Chain, but they did relabel it to BNB chain. That's why I'm trying to say their proper name, but the that's the amazing company to keep because those like Pancake Swap has been around pretty much since the inception of Binance or BNB chain. So for EMP to be there after 5 months and then 4 months of activity or time with the detonator going on, I mean, I'd say that is a real feather in the cap of the team there to be mentioned on those lists with those other gigantic platforms. So, kudos to you guys and hats off to the community too, because the community made it all possible and all the unique users here. So thanks everybody.
Yeah, Bull, no doubt. Again, and you said it perfectly. Hats off to, the community for making that happen. I mean, the team, again, I say it, all the time is that, we're just trying to help our own bags, and in the process, if that can help all of your bags, then so be it. I mean, we're not a security. Never had a pre-sale. We just launched code on the internet that created an entire economy, and there's no laws against it creating, an economy. So, but the results that we had are 100% due to the amazing emperors and empresses that we have, accumulated here. And yeah, I mean, we're way beyond. I know I talk about it a lot that we have a 1 year roadmap, a 5 year roadmap, and a 10 year roadmap. I mean, we're way ahead of schedule when we first launched EMP and where we thought we would be. And like Bill said, I mean, numbers don't lie. I mean, a lot of projects can make promises and claim all this shit, but unless there's on-chain data to back that up, it's all empty. So we have the on-chain data. Again, number 24 or 22 if you include Detonator of the largest Ethereum holding on Binance Smart Chain. I mean, that is epic. And then through, again, Dapp Radar, which is one of the number one trusted, search engines for DeFi on all chains, including BNB chain. I mean, again, based on daily active users, we're at about 3,000. And that again is the power of Detonator. So I know, I mentioned earlier today and AMAs ago as well about copycats or other people that want to try to reverse engineer Detonator. Well, that's great, but they don't have the secret sauce. And some of that secret sauce isn't even code based. It's first mover advantage, and the fact that we already have 75,000 LP in that contract at 2.6 million bucks. I mean that can't be duplicated. It takes time to get there. And so we're already way ahead of the game. And I know a lot of you complain, and rightly so. Some of you, I know we had a gentleman that was in the service and serving our country, and couldn't compound every day. And it breaks my heart that they can't, but you also have to realize how powerful that is for the overall contract, because those that don't compound or are forced to interact with EMP at least once a day, that is why those numbers are so high, and again why we've become one of the hottest projects out there. So there's a lot of things that don't seem like they were done on purpose, but everything we do is calculated. And again, we are, not to toot our own horns, but we are, the industry leader when it comes to seigniorage protocols, and we have the data to back that up. So really exciting time. Again, I'm happy to be an emperor, that's for damn sure, and I'm sure all of you are as well. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. So again, for almost 50 people on the call, day in and day out, it's just, we're building something really special here. So, all right, Bull, you want to add anything else or take one more fast question? I know we really didn't get to a lot today. I know we've been doing a great job at covering our own questions, but detonator rollover is in about 3 minutes, so we can do a fast one, or if you want to add to that, go ahead.
I am going to add to that because I always stress that EMP-ETH LP for the main reason it is really, really important to the ecosystem from a financial aspect, but it's really, really important from an investor standpoint to understand, why you want to interact with that, and the being in that farm really kind of forces you to engage with the community and other people here who want to help you succeed. And they're like AJ was pointing out, like the all the unique interactions on DApp radar and everything, and being very calculated about that. And the great thing about that farm, and you know the ecosystem in general, the access to everybody is the ability to be engaged and engage yourself, kind of just immerse yourself in the community, because that's going to help you be that better investor, and a better investor equals a better platform. If everybody could just deposit money and then it auto compounded, and then you could just you didn't even have to come back and click a button. You could just look in your MetaMask and it was there. I don't think a platform like that would survive very long, because even though it seems really great on the surface, like everything's done for you, you just go there and collect the money. You don't have anything like emotionally invested into it. You didn't put any work into it. And I'm sure everybody has experienced this to some degree, that thing that you really wanted your whole life and you finally got it. And you might have got it as a present, and all of a sudden it wasn't so great after you've had it for a little bit. But when you actually had to kind of struggle and work for it, and kind of put in the emotion, the time, that thing has a little bit more value to you. And personally, that's why I like sort of not necessarily forcing people to interact with the contract, but it's for their benefit to learn and to understand, because when they're really kind of for not that is not the right word, if to come here and learn, and then click that button and understand what it's doing, that is going to make a better platform. It is going to make a better investor, and it's going to make you understand at a much more core level of why it's important to show up and to do your due diligence, and not just listen to a YouTuber saying, "Oh yeah, here, invest in this. It's the greatest thing ever." And it's so much better to be able to understand why and how a thing works, whatever that platform or the thing is in the real world, right? Like, or the physical world. It's a much more, you're much more connected to something when you understand how that system works. And that's a thing I really like here, is that we can all be engaged, or as interested or as little interest as we want. But the more you're involved with the community, the better off you're going to be. And who knows, like, if you start engaging and start doing things, you could be speaking just like me. I mean, I started just posting in the forum, when the protocol launched, and AJ was nice enough to give me the floor and let me say things and be on the AMA here. So anybody can do these things, but the person that isn't engaged in the platform is definitely not going to do it. But if you take the time to be committed to learning and meeting people here and sharing information, learning information from all the incredible people here, really the sky is the limit for this platform and you as an investor. So I just I can't stress that enough, to be as engaged as possible, to invest in yourself.
Amazing, Bull. Yeah, bro. Again, some incredible words of wisdom from our very own Bull Gates, and it's true, bro. I couldn't do without you, man. So I appreciate you always being here as my co-host with the most. I don't know, LA does some guest spots and gives you a run for your money, but we'll stick
Oh
with
yeah.
Mabel. Yeah.
Well, she's super knowledgeable, and her voice is better than mine. So I know I've listened to myself a couple times. I'm like, ooh, boy, I really stutter and ha and huh. But truly, I love the platform, and I love all the people here that are working really hard. And I always look forward to meeting new people, answering questions for them, and just doing the little bit that I can do to help anybody else succeed here.
Perfect. All right, brother. Well, we're gonna jump right in to Detonator. Speak of the devil, eh? Our guiding light in this platform. Again, um, Detonator could be a standalone product on its own, but the fact that we have now built this on top of EMP and a seigniorage protocol with exposure to ETH, I mean, my God, it's just been the culmination. You hear me say all the stars have aligned here with Detonator and EMP. So things are looking really healthy already. We have about 12 minutes until the lottery drawing happens and the contract has the rollover. So every 24 hours, the contract rolls over. If you do not claim or compound within those 24 hours, your rewards are sent back into the pool balance, which is amazing for the longevity of the protocol. But it really doesn't hurt you as the investor as much as people think, because it doesn't take away your principal. So again, if you're able to ROI in 400 days, and you miss a day of compounding or claiming, then you ROI in 401 day or 402 days. So, yeah, again, and we're working on things to alleviate that as well. But we want to make sure that the health of the protocol and Detonator contract is the number one priority. So, Detonator is a daily ROI contract. That means
Well,
you.
AJ, could I
Yeah,
interrupt you
yeah, yeah. Go
one
ahead.
second?
Absolutely, Bill. Go ahead.
So So I was just thinking about this, and when you said it's for the health of the protocol, and some people might not understand what the protocol is. Everybody's investment here is the protocol. So just to be clear, everybody that's an investor in the detonator is the protocol.
Yeah, great point. Sorry, I know I get talking fast and glaze over some things. But yeah, I mean the protocol is the all-encompassing. I hate to use the word company because we're not a company. But yeah, anything within EMP, the ecosystem itself, is the protocol. That's what the all-encompassing term. So, and yeah, absolutely. So Detonator is part of that protocol. And the fact that we have included it as yet one of the 10 different ways to earn in the protocol makes it really powerful. So I'll get into why here in a second. But so again, it's a daily ROI contract. You get 365% on your deposits. Sometimes people get confused with ROI and APR. We're not guaranteeing a 365% APR, which would equate to 1% a day. It's a little bit less than that. It's anywhere from zero point 0.6 to 0.8% a day. But again, that really depends on the volume that's entering the contract and your daily burst, as well as your instant reward. So your daily burst is your essentially your absolute minimum that you're able to get every day. But in most cases, it's actually a lot more than that. When you look at the instant rewards. And what are instant rewards? Instant rewards are about 6% of all the incoming volume on every day is split instantly between all the previous investors in EMP. So depending on the size of your share, your pool share, you get a portion of that 6% in instant reward. So there's a lot of different mechanisms that continue to help us drive traffic and drive volume into Detonator that no other protocols have been able to harness. And two of the big things, and that is our daily lottery. We say lottery, we use it interchangeably with giveaway. Again, people understand what a lottery is a lot easier, but it truly is a giveaway because it's a lossless lottery. So you get credit for your deposit or your compound, and then you still are able to earn on that. It doesn't go away like a scratch off ticket or whatever else that you buy, and that's it. So you're able to earn on your principal, and you get a chance to win up to 1% of the pool every day. So today that's just broke 76,000 LP, so 1% is 760 LP, and that's about 28 grand with the price of Ethereum today. So one ticket can win. Yesterday we had somebody that just got into the protocol. They deposited enough for 6 tickets, and they won. So I mean, if that isn't exciting, I don't know what is. So, and all that data can be verified on chain. You can see the money coming in, and you can see the winner being chosen. So, it is a proprietary contract. It's closed source as far as how we do all the internal workings. But we do that for security reasons, and again, to not be copied. So, I guarantee you this would have been forked about 400 times if Detonator was open source. So, all right, and then the daily largest prize as well. So not only are you getting 1% for the lottery, but you also get an additional 1%. It's not split. Some people think we split that, but no, it's an additional 1%. Again, $28,000 in today's value to the largest depositor of the day. So currently that's 83 LP. It's been anywhere from 100 to 800 LP that wins it, and so you have to deposit the largest amount by the time the timer ends, and you can win up to, again, that 760 LP. So, anything I left out, Bull? How are we on tickets?
My friend, we were at 7,500. We'll probably be real close to 9,000 today.
All right, yeah, I know volume has been picking up. We've been looking really good. We have 3,266 users. That's up another 30 or 40 users over the last few days. We're continuing to grow. The pool balance is looking very healthy. 76,038, and we still have about 5 minutes left for those last minute compounds, and not to mention those potential snipers. So we call the people that deposit the largest amount in the last few seconds snipers, and we're putting the fun back into crypto. I know right now, the last 10 minutes of the contract, not only do we see, about 1,000 LP entering, but we also see our numbers on YouTube skyrocket. So I know all of you love to join in for the daily lottery drawing, and yeah, it's really, really cool stuff. So, all right, Bull, 5 minutes. Anything else you want to add before we get to it?
Yeah, I see your cursor moving around on your screen, and what happens if you don't click the claim or the compound? What is that treasury wallet? Where does that money go?
Yeah, so this is my this is a team wallet that you guys see right here. So I literally have been compounding from day one, and all the money goes into the protocol. So again, you'll see it roll over. Those little bit of rewards go back in, but you can see, the deposit amount. All this has been compounded back in, and again, we will continue to do that to feed the contract. If this wallet ends up winning the lottery, then essentially it means that all of us have won the lottery that day. So let's root for this wallet to win the lottery. I like that idea. But yeah, so yeah, and you can see it grow through all of our live streams as we do. So, but yeah,
Yep.
and that is another way for us to, again, protect the protocol, always continuing to help pad anything that we can as team members, and continue the forward momentum of the contract. So, all right, 4 minutes. How are we on tickets? You said 9, hopefully not get to 9 today, right?
Yeah, we're at about 7,900 right now.
All
I
right.
was going to point out, this wallet that you have showing here is a really good culmination of the agreement that you guys made, the Select Six made to one another, not to dump on the community. And I think this wallet is a perfect reflection of that. So
Yes,
thank you.
absolutely, bro. It carries over to our again, from us being the select six that promise not to dump on everybody's heads, we apply that same mentality to Detonator. There's also a node wallet that is continuing to feed nodes, and this is all even outside of the treasury. So the treasury also has the ability to, again, subsidize, subsidize any LP into Detonator or EMP from the treasury into nodes to continue to help things be very solvent and healthy.
Perfect.
All right, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'll do a 1 minute warning and a 30-second countdown. Remember your, compound, get all those tickets you can. We're seeing a lot of last minute volume. We're at 2,873,000 in terms of dollar value. That's amazing. I said 2.5 earlier. We've grown by, because ETH is starting to recover, we've grown by about $300,000 in LP value just inside Detonator alone. So that's another really important metric with Detonator, is that even when you deposit, you still have exposure to price appreciation. So it sucks on the way down. I know a lot of you probably bought a lot higher. We saw this big crash, but those of you that are getting in now, I mean, my God, you're not only are you able to DCA at a better price for those that are already in, but if you're new to Detonator and you're getting in at these prices, you're going to dramatically reduce your ROI time as the dollar value increases. So really, really exciting. And I think that's why we've seen Detonator continue to grow even in the depths of a bear market. So, all right, 1 minute, 20 seconds. Good luck, everybody. If you do win the lottery, we'd love to hear from you on Telegram. Feel free to join and jump in the voice chat to celebrate with us. As soon as this is over, we are going to wrap it up because we have an AMA with Goldbridge after this. So, all right, 1 minute.
Everybody remember, Detonator's that monster, that friendly monster you feed with LP.
I love it. Yes, Paul. We compared it to Sully yesterday, right? Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. All right, 40 seconds. 76,198 LP. We'll see if this 83 holds up. Good luck. 30 seconds. Will 83 take it? That would be a payday for that guy. We'll see. Every time I say it, I receive volume. So let's hope it comes. 20 seconds. Wow. The largest snipe to date.
Oh!
Holy shit. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Two of them.
2, 1, 0. Where's Mebo? To the moon! Holy shit!
A 937 and a 1026.
Oh my God, let me do a refresh. Holy cow.
We hit over 9,000 tickets as well.
Wow, just incredible. Holy cow. The largest sniper to date, right before our eyes. Will, what was it, brother? 900?
1,026.
Wow, so there was a double snipe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
937 as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Will. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, go ahead, Will. Can you tell the audience? Go ahead, bro.
Yes, well, yes, there's a 937 and about 5 seconds later, 1026.72.
Wow.
That's absolutely insane.
Absolutely insane. Holy cow. So I never thought I'd see the day that we have multiple snipes of the largest deposits we have seen yet. Man, that is insanity. So again, we always say make your best shot your biggest shot, but there is the risk. I mean, it is a game. You never know who can come over top of you, and we see it today. However, that means that the contract balance is growing by almost $200,000 in the last 10 minutes. We are just under $3 million US, $2,964,000. The LP pool balance has grown by over 2,000 LP. We're at 78,531 LP. Man, that was absolutely insanity. One of the largest days we have seen to date. I had a feeling with this Goldbridge AMA, we were in for a doozy, but I had no idea we would see those results in Detonator. So, man, that is incredible. So, Bull, anything you want to add to that, man? I'm beside myself.
No. Amazing day, ending on the Detonator with an amazing day, but another amazing start here with Goldbridge.
Yes, absolutely, brother. So, again, congrats to everybody in Detonator today. I'm going to go ahead, if you're on Telegram, we're going to leave it open. But give me about 1 minute to have a drink of water. I'm going to stop the stream on YouTube, and then I'm going to start a brand new one right behind it so that we have a dedicated video for Goldbridge that you can share with your friends and your family. And again, I realize it's been 2 hours, or will be 2 hours today. So we want to break it up and give everybody the chance to listen. So, all right, if you're on Telegram, bear with me. There'll be about 5 minutes of awkward silence. Bull, you can entertain the kids while I'm gone. But, all right, everybody, another amazing day here at EMP. Again, join us immediately after this for our Goldbridge AMA, the biggest partnership that we have announced to date, and we'll get things going over there. So, good night, good day. We'll see you tomorrow.